Hi guys, this is gsno.com and I'm here with the unboxing of the Huawei P40 Lite. So we're about 2 weeks away from the Huawei P40 series, but the Lite model is already available. Well, it's actually a rebranded version of the Huawei Nova 6 SE from the end of 2019, but here we have it. So it's a quad camera mid-range phone and it comes in a beautiful emerald hue but also a black hue, which we have here. I wish we had the emerald one or the pink one, but black should do. This is the quad camera setup and supposedly the iPhone 12 is going to have a similar format, supposedly. Okay, so it's got the plastic body and we're about to unbox it. Let's fire it up. I must admit, we will not perform the setup. I already set it up, I already played with it and even taken a few pictures. Things you should know here: there's a $340 price tag for this device and it's got a punch hole selfie camera. And it also has something extra compared to even the Galaxy S20 Ultra. It's inside the box. Okay, so we put this here. As you can see, it's written here, explore it on App Gallery, and it doesn't have the Play Store or the Google services. Now in the box you'll find this metal key used to access the slots. When I say slots, I mean the nano SIM and the nano memory. Pay attention, there's no micro SD, it's nano memory. And that special feature that the Galaxy S20 Ultra doesn't have is the very fast charger. It goes up to 40 watts. Galaxy S20 Ultra is shipped with a 25 watt charger, while the Huawei P40 Lite with a 40 watt charger, which is pretty cool. And should be able to juice up the phone from 0 to 70% in about something like 30 minutes, which is not half bad. Now this is a cable of the USB-C to USB-A variety, and we even get headphones. Some cheaper Huawei phones don't come with headphones. This one does. Pretty generic, but it has the 3.5mm connector, which means we still have an audio jack on this machine. And it's placed right here, next to the USB-C and to the earpiece. Excuse me, not the earpiece, the regular speaker. So audio jack, USB-C, microphone and the speaker. Other than that, another microphone on the top, and it's time to talk about the specs. But before the specs, so let's load up gsmdown.com. Now what you're seeing here is a 6.4-inch IPS LCD display, which has a resolution of 2310 over 1080 pixels. It's got a punch hole camera and a pretty set of narrow bezels. I know the chin is a bit big, but you can live with that. Now the plastic body is pretty grippy. The backside draws some fingerprints and grease, but the grip is pretty solid. The weight is 183 grams, not the worst in the world, and the thickness should be around 8.7mm. Aside from the screen, which I just mentioned before, we also get a Kirin 810 processor. Now the Kirin 810 is a 7nm CPU, which is something excellent to have on a mid-range phone, and it should be pretty much on par with what you are getting on the Galaxy A71, the Snapdragon 730. So it's comparable, the Kirin 810 with the 730 from Snapdragon. Aside from that, we also have 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, plus the nano memory card slot. And then we have the 4200 mAh battery, which is pretty solid for this diagonal size, which is able to charge up at 40 watts and 70% in just 30 minutes. Now the front camera that we got cut in the screen in the punch hole is a 16-megapixel shooter, and if you go to the back, the party starts. We got an AI quad camera with a 48-megapixel main sensor, an LED flash, and then aside from the 48-megapixel shooter, there's also the 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera, 2-megapixel macro camera and 2-megapixel bokeh camera. On paper, this cam does 4K video capture. Sadly, we have a test unit, so our version only films in full HD, and not that bad. Otherwise, I have to mention that we have Wi-Fi dual band. We also have USB-C, Bluetooth 5.0, GPS, and this is Android 10 with Emotion UI 10 on top. No Google Play Store or the Play services or anything like that. But once again, we have the App Gallery here. We have to register and do all those things, and we'll get back to you with all the apps you can find inside. Well, as usual, I'm going to go quickly into the camera interface and show you some thingies, namely the features of the camera. So you got an AI mode here, which would aid you with detecting the proper situation. You got a photo mode, you got a portrait mode. You can see here the video capture. This is the more section with slow-mo light painting, super macro, pro, aperture, and even a documents feature. There is even a night mode and also AR lens, so you can convert yourself to a cat, a leprechaun, or what have you. If you want to switch to the ultra-wide camera, you press here and you just gain a whole lot of angle. As I mentioned before, a curiosity, you can only shoot in Full HD, no 4K on our test version. So that's pretty much it. The unboxing and first contact with the Huawei P40 Lite announced at the end of February, pretty fresh, made of plastic, and with the main drawing point, the fact that it has a very fast charger inside the box. Also a pretty promising CPU. This is it from gsn.com. We'll be back with a full review pretty soon. Bye bye.